The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
So, we have some news.
Oh, bless you.
Yep, we've had a baby.
Last time on the Work-Wife Balance podcast, it all kicked off.
Is it true that all Yorkshiremen are tight?
I can answer that in one sentence.
No, what you're going to say is how much you're going to pay me to tell you the answer.
No, let me tell you, we are careful. So if I go to a cafe, I just get a hot milk and I put my special coffee in it and I take my own saccharines.
We walk around promoting chicory, for God's sake.
Can you handle series as 3?
After a few more drinks.
Yeah, of course we can.
Right, get on with it.
We've done a baby.
We've done a baby.
I didn't do anything.
No, you didn't. It was all me and my broken vagina.
So we're back. Start off as you mean to carry on.
Oh my God. It's been too long. How long has it been?
How long? Time is in a different sphere for us now. Like the days blend into the weeks, that blend into the months. Then we went, hang on, didn't we do that podcast once?
Well, Theo is turning 2 in February. Oh, Theo's our kid, by the way. Theo's our little boy.
So where do we want to start? Let me ask you some questions. Since we last did a podcast...
I feel like I've aged. I need reconstructive surgery.
Where?
Not on my face.
This is going to be one of those too much information series.
TMI.
So let's just start at the beginning. You became pregnant. Now, I'm not going to run into the details of that, or should I? So, pregnancy.
Yes.
It happened.
What a shit show. Oh, wow. Where to begin?
No drinking was I did that with you.
Yeah.
Where's my medal? Oh, wait, women do it all the time.
We realised we were alcoholics, but functioning alcoholics.
Yeah, but then to do 9 and essentially 10 months of no booze is not
We
fun.
got that. Well, I actually considered doing like a review on YouTube of all the fake alcoholic beverages you can get.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But the problem is, after like the 6th one, they all got 0.
What, 0 points?
Yeah.
Well, so we tried Prosecco,
or
Zireco, or whatever it's called.
And then we tried the non-alcoholic gin.
There was Cider Zero.
But
also the worst one, Aperol Zero.
Yeah.
What, you're going to have a 0 Aperol Spritz. Pregnancy was fun in sort of no way at all. And then the baby happened. Well, I think we should mention one of the crucial moments of pregnancy for you.
Oh, yeah.
Which was when you completely f***ed your knee.
Are we talking about the slut drop gate?
Here we go.
I have lots of problems with my knee, just the one knee. I've snapped my ACL in half before, once, playing hockey.
Yeah.
And then what did I do with it was like a bucket handle tear on the, what was that, on the meniscus. And then, when I was 4 months pregnant, I snapped my ACL again. But this time, I wasn't playing hockey, wasn't drunk.
No, you weren't drunk.
No. We were dancing to a silent disco with Papa Milner, Jane Milner,
all the crew.
And I kind of got in a situation where, I don't know how it happened.
You accidentally did a dance-off with one of these...
With the reps?
We were on a cruise.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'd never been on before.
Yeah.
We'll delve into this in another podcast. But essentially, you were doing a dance-off with one of the reps.
Yeah.
And
it was magnificent.
You won.
It was the greatest.
I mean, you won.
It was the greatest dance-off you've ever seen.
No one could argue that you didn't win the dance-off.
No.
But the price that you paid was that you did a slut drop and something went pop. And it wasn't a baby.
Well, the
it was the knee.
slut drop was the finale. And I didn't get back up.
That was it.
You know when you really hurt yourself? Like really hurt yourself.
You can't even put a brave face on it. You just have
and
to
you just
accept.
you wince and tears come from your eyes, but you have to put on a brave face as if
you sort of did, didn't you?
Sort of did. And I kind of crawled off the stage.
And then it turns out that when you're pregnant, you can't have knee surgery because they don't want to do anything.
No.
So you have to essentially hobble for the
remainder. So I was basically
remainder.
pregnant with a fucked up leg for a good year.
Once the baby came out, it was like, oh, now we can do your appointment in 6 months.
So I essentially broke my leg and broke my vagina at the same time.
Been a bit of a busy year for you. Hey, Theo. What do you think of the podcast? You think it's good? Yeah. You think people should subscribe to make sure they don't miss any of the latest episodes? Yeah. Yeah?
It was an adventure because also the birth itself, as I've already previously said, wasn't great.
Yes.
I think Jeremy Vine described my birth on national radio as a Victorian birth.
He sure did.
Because I mean, you had essentially a Victorian birth there, didn't you? You didn't really have any pain relief at all.
They didn't have gas and air, so they literally said, all we can offer you is paracetamol. It felt like a Victorian birth, and it shouldn't have. From start to finish, I would say that day was an absolute mess. And yes, I have a healthy baby boy, and I would do it all again for him. But we can't keep saying to mothers, at least you have a healthy baby. Your mental health matters too, and you shouldn't have to sacrifice that when, just to give birth.
I mean, are we going to go into this in this episode? It's a bit deep for the first episode, isn't it?
I think what we should do, we're going to do an episode, and I'm going to put it up on a link under this podcast. And if you want to really know what happened during what can only be described as the shit show, you can check that episode out. But I guess it's on the deeper side.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the birth we were promised, was it? Because we actually spent, and I am actually quite embarrassed to say this. Would you say, how much was it? Did we pay? Was it 200 quid?
I wish it was 200 quid. We fell into the cult of hypnobirthing and paid £400 for somebody to come over and say, basically, if you say a bit, it will really help you. And it turns out it didn't help us. Look,
I'm sure hypnobirthing works for some people.
Yeah, no, and that's why we tried it.
I'm sure some people can breathe baby out. I couldn't.
All right, humble brag. Mine is so tight.
It's not anymore. I could not breathe Theo out. As much as I tried, I really couldn't. No. So I actually broke everything down there. If I had to breathe Theo out, I'll be still breathing Theo out now.
Let's save this for the good stuff.
Sorry, yeah. Anyway, Theo's here. We didn't get along with hypnobirthing. It might suit other people, but
try it.
It wasn't for us.
If you've got £400 to spare, and you don't mind if it doesn't work, that's fine.
And you've got gas and air, and you've got other drugs available, it might work for you.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that another day. Theo's here.
£6 people want to know this. So this is what people... I've noticed this. When you have a baby, because I went back to work after 8 weeks, I tried my best to have as much time off as possible before all the money ran out. So after 8 weeks, the first thing people ask you is it a boy or a girl? And then whatever you say, there's no So if you say it's a boy, they go, okay. And if it's a girl, they go, okay. It doesn't matter what you say. And then they go, and how much did it weigh?
Yeah.
You can say £6.4, which is what he weighed, or £7.7.
Although we got it wrong for a good 8 weeks. I'm sure we
got the conversion wrong because it was in kilograms and I couldn't understand.
Yeah, we got that wrong. Anyway.
So officially, £6.4.
Yes.
And then, universally, if they don't have a child themselves, they go, yeah, well, my cat really, is really difficult as well. And my cat wakes me up at night at 4 in the morning as well, wanting food. So it's exactly the same thing. And I'm sitting there going, no, that really is the same thing.
That's another thing, right, that parents always go, oh, is your kid walking yet? Is your kid talking yet?
God.
Is your kid
If
playing
it's
the
not that,
violin
it's,
yet?
can your kid wave?
Yeah, can your kid
Do a backflip? Mine can. You just haven't seen it. And I haven't videoed it, but it can.
My kid can clean the living room on his own. That's another thing. Along with what did you have, a boy or a girl? Or how much did it weigh? Can it talk yet? Or can she talk yet? Or he talk yet?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
What I noticed was that we both completely lost the ability in the early days of having Theo to say like common words. Like you'd say, "Can you close the?"
Oh yeah.
The window cover.
The thing.
The
thing, you know the thing that goes down?
The drawstring.
No, it's the square.
Lower the portcullis, and then you go, oh, it's a blind. But you like forget that word.
And it's not just me either. You get it as well.
You say, like, can you close the glass-paned thing that lets in the air to...
But we'd somehow get each other. I liked it.
Yeah.
Like our secret language.
It's probably because we're doing
Very
this.
painful for anybody else to watch, but we got it.
Or listen to.
Yeah, or listen to. So now you guys have to listen to it.
Enjoy the podcast.
It has been life-changing. It's been life-changing for my face, for starters.
Thank God you're talking about the face.
It will never be the same again.
Okay.
I haven't seen sleep. Like, I haven't had a full night's sleep.
2 years?
2 years.
Oh, no, more because of pregnancy as well. So I'd say 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So it's been good. It's been.
I've now been
highly recommend having a baby.
Now I've been researching. Like before, my Google searches would be stuff like
this is so funny.
holidays to Ibiza, new UGG boots, and now it's like where to get Botox.
No, then it's like if my baby eats a piece of Lego,
or eats. Oh my God, what did Theo do the other day? He ate a washing tablet.
If my baby eats a washing tablet, how serious is that? And it turns out quite serious.
Yeah, but look what it's done to the carpet.
It's gone.
Theo's fine. The carpet has turned purple.
Purple carpet.
This is the argument we're having this morning. I was like, Chris, we need a new carpet because I can't stand looking at that purple stain anymore. And you were like, get the carpet cleaner, man, round. For 80 quid. But it ain't going to work, mate.
I know, but I can't accept that we need a new carpet so early into having a baby. Just a little update. We did get the carpet cleaner man round, and it didn't work. So that was money well spent. Our previous 2 series of the podcast have not been involving a huge amount of baby chat, okay?
No. In the space of probably 5 minutes, we've already mentioned a slut drop, a broken vagina.
Yeah. Well, can I bring in a topic that is a baby
purple-stained
chat?
carpet.
This is very important news that I just want to bring up before we get on to more pregnancy-related fun. One of the new... new baby, brilliant, but one of the new things that we've gained in our lives, and I would say it probably took about 4 or 5 months, so quite similar to a pregnancy in a way, is buying some new chairs
Oh, yes.
for this room.
Yes.
Which is very important.
And that's the arrival of these chairs. Like...
That was life-changing as well.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's life-changing
Yeah,
or...
it is. So it turns out that not just you, but also me, and I'm happy to say this now that we've been married for this long, have a wide arse. It's true. It is true, though. For some reason, we've got these sort of like bar stool chairs that we're sitting on now. We tried ones which had sides on, and both of our arses wouldn't fit in the...
I like how you keep
it's the arse cradle, isn't it?
You keep saying the arse cradle.
It's the thing, the cradle, because it's a bar stool. The cradle, the arse cradle would not contain the junk in the trunk. The junk in the trunk. It was spilling. It couldn't handle.
It was spilling over.
Yeah.
It wasn't very flattering or comfortable.
And we went through
and then what? No.
3 previous editions of the arse cradle.
It got to the point
fiasco.
where we actually had to measure the arse cradle and then measure our bums.
Yeah.
And then we had to go and Google again. We go back to what we Google these days and Google what a normal width of somebody's bum is.
Yeah.
And what it turns out is that Next, in particular, right,
Slam
only
Next.
cater for people with very small bums.
Yeah.
So we had to get this one specially made
with no sides.
for fatarses.com.
I mean, all my life I've been plagued by having size 13 feet and having to order special shoes off special websites. Now I've got a fat arse as well.
The average arse is about...
Going to give people a complex now.
I don't know.
I know what you're going to do. After you've listened to this, you're going to go get the tape measure out, aren't you? And you're going to go, let's just see from left to right.
From hip to hip.
Yeah.
I think it's something like 32 centimetres.
From cheek to
I'm not
cheek.
sure. So I then had to go on Amazon and look for specially wide bar stools.
No, we gave up and we got sideless ones.
Sideless ones. Now you can spill over the edge. Carefree.
This episode is sponsored by sideless arse cradles. So this is there's a couple of incidents that I think are worth mentioning from the last couple of years.
Oh, yes.
Baby scan. We went in this one time to... I mean, we knew that Theo was a boy at this stage, but we were just getting the visual confirmation from the stenographer, a word I didn't know before having
Stenographer?
Yeah.
Sonographer. Is a sonographer. Oh my God. Have you got this wrong? And I've got a word wrong.
A person who's... Oh no.
Oh my God, I'm right.
Oh my God.
It's a sonographer.
Am I actually wrong? I'm so sad.
Yes!
Oh, baby brain.
Yes!
So we went to the sonographer.
Uh-huh.
It actually hurts me. And he
learn
did
something new every day.
Well, you did because you knew it. He did the gel
yes.
on your tummy, and then he was a I think he was a Jamaican guy.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm not going to do an accent. Or am I? No, I'm not going to. And then he goes, right, I can see 2 legs.
Yes.
Okay, there's his left leg.
Yes.
And there's his right leg. And there's his third leg.
Hey!
And he actually said that.
He actually said that. So picture the scene. I'm lying there on the table, on the bed. You're holding my hand. It's a very... it's a very nice moment in your life, isn't it?
Oh, I've recorded some of the heartbeat.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, here it is. So that's the vibe.
Ooh,
that's
it's just beautiful. Yeah, and then he just goes, "There's your son's third leg." He wasn't Northern.
Where was he from?
He was from Jamaica.
Oh, there you go.
And then we saw his face, and it was frightening.
He turned to look at the sonographer's sonograph.
Camera.
The thing.
Yeah, the stick.
And he looked directly sort of at us through the screen. And he, like the Punisher, like the skull emblem. I was like really scared.
We both went, can you just skip this bit?
Yeah.
Can we just
actually,
not?
I don't need to see him.
I don't need to see him. Really, we should have thought from that moment on, that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the pregnancy and birth. Like what you think will be a loving,
nice moment,
wonderful moment. Actually, you just got the Punisher's face in
staring you down.
You know when like parents get pictures of the scan printed off and they put it in their baby's room?
Did they?
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
Yeah, loads of my friends have like, when they had their first scan, their 12-week scan, they like printed it off and then they put it in a little picture frame and put it in their room. So imagine if we did that with Theo. This was you.
He never sleep like he doesn't now.
Yeah.
One of my favourite questions was when the midwife asked you, was this a spontaneous conception?
Oh, yeah.
Or was it assisted reproduction? Now, I know you've got to ask that question.
Turn off the lights.
I'm going to spontaneously conceive a child now. Also, like the thought of it being assisted reproduction, it's like too much information.
Yeah, I think she meant...
Or someone held my hand, obviously.
No, I think she meant IVF.
No, I know that's what it means,
right.
But it just sounded it was such a funny question.
And then you started going into, well, it was the Friday night and we just had the curry. No, it wasn't actually.
No, it wasn't.
It was in between work shifts.
It was between. I can tell you what. It was between a Radio 4.
This is TMI now.
Late
shift. Is TMI.
And a World
No
Service
one needs to know
shift.
this. No one needs to know this. It lasted 2 minutes.
Oh, thanks. It's quite a long time. That'll get edited out for sure. Hang on, can you just say 20 minutes?
It lasted 20 minutes.
Nice. Good. I've got options now. You know how in the last series you used to make up phrases all the time?
Well, you say I make up phrases, but I think they are the phrases.
I know you think they're the phrases.
Yeah.
But they're not the phrases.
Right, okay.
So I think I've got enough for at least one a week for this whole series.
We're making a segment.
Leigh makes up random shite.
Do we need like a jingle for
Shall I get
this?
Theo to do a jingle?
Yeah, go on Theo.
Theo, do a noise for us.
That'll do. Our budget is low.
Yeah.
So go on then. What have I said that's wrong this time?
Okay, so Leigh's phrase is this week is toing and throwing. Try and use it in a sentence.
Yeah.
I've been
toing and throwing.
I've been toing and throwing all day.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
What? Yeah. What is wrong? Because it should be toing and froing.
Throwing?
Like to and from. I'm going
like a fro?
No, it's not afroing. It's like I'm going to there and then from there, so it's toing and froing.
Why don't you say toing and fromming then?
Well, you can't. I'd rather. I've been toing and fromming all day.
Be serious. If it's to and from, why don't you say, I've been toing and fromming all day? You're not just having me on. That is toing
and
throwing.
But this, because I've got a huge list here. I mean, really, I've been putting them in my phone for the last 2 years.
That's wow. I love how you spend your time.
But there was one day in the tired state where I did a Leigh phrase.
Well, we've already had a stenographer. I don't even know what that. I don't even know what that is.
There's been 2 occasions where I've made up a load of.
Is that
bollocks.
somebody who scans for stones?
It's quite good. It's a handwriting thing. Apparently, as a stenographer.
Oh right.
Like stencil. My one was I'm not firing on 100%.
Wow. And you say I'm bad.
Don't forget, you can subscribe on Twitter, Insta, and send us an email. work-life-balance-pod@gmail.com.
What do you want to say to end?
Is this?
Oh, I've got something to say.
Is this only one episode?
It'll be heavily edited. But if you want to hear Leigh's deep chat about the down and dirty version of...
I'll be bearing all. We'll be talking about it in depth.
In audio format,
we will
thankfully.
not be holding back. And we'll be talking about the shit show that is childbirth.
You can find that. There's a link to our Patreon. Hello. On this episode. If you just follow the link, it will be available there.
Just don't be eating anything whilst listening to that episode. Shits and giggles all the way.
Oh, I should call it shits and giggles.
Exactly.
Let's give the last word of this podcast to Theo. I mean, is it a word? You can decide.
Are you tired of seeing your teen or young adult struggle on a path that clearly isn't the right fit? Is your teenager confused about which direction to take after high school? The future of work is changing rapidly, and our kids need to know all of the options available after high school so they're empowered to make the choice that is best for them. In each episode, we explore the latest trends that are shaping the opportunities of today and tomorrow. I'm your host, Betsy Jewell, and this is the High School Hamster Wheel Podcast.